Day zero on the horizon. This dam, which supplies the western side of Makhanda, is only 15% full. Unless there is substantial rainfall, the city will reach day zero in mid-February, and Makhanda will rely on 10 megalitres a day. It's supplied by the James Glen Hans water treatment works with the Orange River system as a source. The current daily demand is about 22 megalitres. Calls are being made for urgent intervention.
Asking on the ANC government to find funding wherever it can in order to ensure that taps don't run dry in Makhanda.
The council says it's prioritising the water problem.
I think we all accept that drinking water is a top priority for myself and the collective. There is no question about that. That is why I'm saying to you that as soon as I come out of this meeting, I'll be having that meeting where I will get a briefing in terms of that plan that has been put in place already.
Despite the restrictions and warnings, the municipality says the water usage did not decline last month. Some of the country's best educational institutions and the CBD are located in the critical part of the city. Rhodes University, however, says academic activity will not be interrupted.
Say from national government right down to local government level, all the bells are being pushed to make sure that on day zero the town can switch over to the contingency plan.
Local business and residents are also concerned about the predicted day zero.
Our guests aren't particularly happy, and I think the water issue has been one of the problems in Grahamstown for a while. One hears of parents taking their children away from Rhodes University because of the water problems. The unreliability is a disaster for everybody.
In these days, it passes 2 days, there's no water, and then we usually share a 20 litre of water. Maybe you're a family of 6 or 7 at our houses, so it's affecting us a lot. And then the next day when the water comes back, it's dirty, and then you can't even cook with it or can't even bath with it.
The municipality has urged residents to adhere to the water restrictions and invest in rainwater harvesting. Lerato Thipa, SABC News, Makhanda.
And Lerato joins us now on the line to tell us a little bit more about the situation there. So just listening into some of those residents, Lerato, it sounds like the situation is dire now. What does day zero then begin to look like? What are the experts saying?
The experts are saying that in the next 30 days, which is mid-February, the city of Makhanda should hit day zero. Now, just to give you some context about the city itself, it's divided into the east and the west. Now, the eastern side of Makhanda is supplied by the James Glen Hans Dam, and it supplies about 10 litres to the township east area. Now, this effective side that we're speaking about now is the western side of Makhanda, which has roads, the CBD, which, as you can see, and also some top schools, which are the huge economic drivers for the city, which faces a number of low employment rate in the city. So if this area, the western side, is affected, it really could have a big effect on the economic drivers of the city itself. So experts are concerned. We were there yesterday, and the dam which supplies the western side of Makhanda, which is the Settlers Dam, is currently sitting at 15%. Another concern is that the weather conditions in Makhanda are extreme. So this 50% right now could go down to 10 until it reaches a level where the water is actually dead and not even useful to residents in that area.
Mm-hmm. So what is the Weather Bureau or even experts saying about the possibility of rainfall or the situation being alleviated?
At this stage, the weather experts are saying that, like you know, obviously it is January, so the weather is not going to rain anytime soon. So they are predicting high sunny conditions in the next couple of months, which is the reason why experts are saying that in the next 30 days they could hit day zero, because the weather conditions are saying that it's going to be sunny, it's going to be hot, which could then dry the dam levels in the really low dams in the Settlers Dam.
I heard one of the municipality officials talk about contingency plans. Have they outlined what those are?
Yesterday we spoke to the newly elected mayor, Mr. Mzukisi Mhlekwe, who obviously had just been appointed and still has to get his rundown of the issues facing Makhanda, but he is aware of the water crisis. I mean, it's something that has been going on for the past 2 or 3 years, really due to aging infrastructure and undeveloped infrastructure. And they just say that there is an expert group from Rhodes University that sat down and tried to find a plan to curb this issue. So he said that he will be meeting with this team during the weekend. On Monday, they're going to have a press brief which is going to outline exactly how the municipality aims to deal with this issue of water in Makhanda.
But as we speak, it would seem that the worst case scenario is businesses possibly shutting down, schools themselves possibly closing, including higher education institutions such as Rhodes.
We actually spoke to a guy from the Rhodes University, Dr. Ian Langa, who is actually a member of Rhodes University, and he says that they were aware that the situation would happen. So as Rhodes University, it will be normal activity as per usual, and they will not close down. They're expecting first years actually next week. So that's going to go on as per usual. Mm-hmm. A few schools in the area, schools like Kingswood, schools like Graham College, also have said that they've put measures in place to make sure that they also prepare for day zero. Most schools are going to be utilizing boreholes, are going to be utilizing water tanks. So people in Grahamstown, like I said to you earlier on, are aware of this water crisis. I don't think it's something that has come as a shock. I think it's a shock that it's going to be day zero, but not a shock because continuously for the past 2 or 3 years, they've had 2 or 3 days, like you heard in the package, where people have gone without water. So it's something that's not new to the area. And like I said earlier on, it's due to aging infrastructure. But I think now the concern is day zero. The concern now is the Settlers Dam, which feeds the western side of the city, that's now going to even dry up, like I said earlier on, because of the hot conditions in the area.
Just any stories coming out, Lerato, of people using innovative ways to deal with this crisis? Because we heard one of the residents say they're forced to share 20 kilograms of water between a family of 6. But are people using other innovative ways to just get past the situation?
Not at all, actually, especially if you go to the eastern side where there isn't really a water crisis as per se because they get their water from the giant Kleinhans Dam. But in the township areas, now and then, every now and then, they have about 2 or 3 days where they have no water. When the water comes back, it's brown and undrinkable. I think people there have got so used to it that they just survive 2 days without water. And there is also not just outside Grahamstown a tank where people actually go and get clean water from there, but even that tank itself is running out. So people, I think, are just used to the condition there. When we walk around and talk to residents, you don't hear of people, especially in the township, that are trying to make contingency plans on how to deal with it. They just go 2 days without water. I guess they stock it up to last them until that long, and then when it's gone, it's gone. And then they wait until it comes back, and it comes back brown. They then sterilize the water and then use it again. And so I think because the situation there has become so bad, people have become so used to it that they know nothing else, and they just have learned how to survive. Different though from the western side, where you obviously is a suburban area. People there have got water tanks. People there have got boreholes. But obviously in the township areas, you see a lot of people just surviving what they have, sometimes using water that's not even clean, but have no choice and just go on and use that.
All right, thanks a lot, Lerato. We'll leave it there with you. Lerato Thipa is our reporter out there in the Eastern Cape. And of course, if you are a member of the community of Makhanda who is affected by this, please just reach out to us. Tell us how you're surviving, what the impact of this has been, and what does day zero really mean for you.